Okay, so what is meaning making? Meaning making is an approach to intervention that focuses on making sense, okay, on the sense that we make in interaction between us, rather than the structure or the modes of communication that we use. So it's really focused on what happens in between us. And a big part of that is uniqueness. Because, and we talk about new nuanced meaning, it basically means it's not a radically new meaning, but it's something that developed between us that's got nuances that's new, and therefore makes it special for me to have spoken to you or to interact with you. And then, obviously, at the bottom of this all is just the quality, the connection, the quality of our interaction and being and togetherness with each other. Okay, so to demonstrate this to you, what is new nuanced meaning, I want you to look at this picture. And, okay, so this is a lizard. You get it in South Africa. It is what we call a liquor but in America you talk about rock monitors. Gets up to 6 feet long. It is not that, it's not necessarily dangerous, or, you know, but it's got a vicious tail. And it normally lives, you know, in trees. It basically mostly sort of would lie on branches, tree branches, so you wouldn't easily see them. Now, when I show you this picture and I talk to you about this, and you walk out of the room, you probably going to say, okay, well, what's this woman? I mean, like, okay, so fine, that was a liquor or a rock monitor, but there's nothing special about it. So you'll probably forget about it the moment you leave the room. However, when I talk to you and I say to you that I recently was in South Africa and I shared 3 nights in a room with a ligabon like that, then you're going to go, wow, and you're going to start looking at that picture again and you're going to say, wow, look at that tongue. What happened? Why would this woman stay for 3 nights with a ligabon or a rock monitor in a room? You know, does she have something to prove or what? So the truth of that story is, I only did it because I wasn't aware that I was doing it. And in fact, I heard during the night that there was quite a significant noise in my room. But I was so jet-lagged and I was so sort of set on my cousin telling me that now there's nothing that can get into this house, because I was sleeping on the top floor. There's nothing that can enter this house. And as you might, think, I was perfectly willing to be persuaded that probably is just squirrels or something. But I must say it was a very pronounced noise. And so the next morning I went downstairs and I said, there was this unbelievable noise in my room last night. And she was saying it's impossible because we cleared we stopped all the holes, There's no way that animals could come in. So the second night, same thing. Third night, same thing. But I was so jet-lagged that I actually did turn around and sleep. So once I arrived home, that's when my cousin phoned me and said, hey, but guess what? When you left, we cleaned, we had to clean the house, and this is what we discovered. And this was, in fact, the noise that you heard for 3 nights in a row. Now, after I shared that with you, you are much more likely when you walk out of the door and you see your little one, or you see somebody else, to say, sure, come look here, to show and share what I've in fact shared with you, even though you initially didn't relate to it at all, because it's not something you know. And that is, the core concept of meaning making. It's about shared experience with another. That does not necessarily add a lot of new information and knowledge, but it shares a personal engagement and experience, because now when you look at that rock monitor, you start thinking, what would it be like 6 feet long to sleep with something like that in a room for 3 nights, not being aware that it is there? So meaning making is about experience, the experience that you have with someone, of being close to another. And it's about learning to show interest, because now for the first time you're starting to look like, oh my God, look at that tongue. Gosh, oh, you know. And it's also the experience and of the power of actually other people listening to you. So it's not just a matter of me listening to you, it's also you listening to me. And for kids, an incredibly important experiential event, because that's how friendships get created. So next time when I see you, you will most probably remember about this and say, hey, did you do it again or whatever? And that's important, because that's an impetus to draw us together to start sort of a conversation again. And so it's not just about instruction. I can instruct you about what is a lizard and what is a lukabon and how big it is, etc. And those are sort of relevant information, but it does not really entice one to actually engage in interaction about it. And this really is the difference between, meaning making and interaction. Communication is about meaning. It's about shared meaning. And it's about creating that meaning between us in a situation where it didn't previously exist. So this is what we're after. You've got your AAC user, the communication partner, and in the middle is meaning making. And meaning making is about not only the ability to communicate, sort of using speech output device, gestures, but also about engagement. And this is, what was the level of personal involvement that you and I shared when we actually interacted with each other?